you know, most of you already know Dan's story. You know, Dan, who's the CEO of O2 Worldwide, he started out in the direct sales industry while he was in college, and he fell in love with the concept of ongoing residual income. And his story is really, it ties in to the exciting news we're going to share with you today. Because as many of you know, and some of you have even had the opportunity to meet Dan, and he's gone on to build successful global networks. He's not doing O2 Worldwide for the money. Obviously, he's running it as a successful business, but he's doing it because he's on a mission to make a difference in people's lives. He's already helped tens of thousands of people all over the world to be able to improve their quality of life through helping them to learn how to create additional income streams. And as many of you know, for the last decade, he's been designing online systems and selling them to companies. And he really is recognized as one of the experts in the industry. And obviously we know he started O2 Worldwide. So I'm only putting this down for those people who are brand new to O2, for example, that might be listening live, or they might listen to this recording. But the story, and this is, we heard about this a few months ago now. Dan, I feel very privileged that Dan came to us first to talk to us about what was going on. Dan had been consulting for a company regarding lead generation systems and doing work for them like he does. Many of them come to him, and he discovered they had a very exciting established product. It's English learning, and it's an entrepreneur program. And he asked the owner if the owner had ever thought of selling it through the direct sales model. And the owner told him he had the exclusive direct sales rights to the Woogi English and Woogi Create programs. The owner, in fact, had previously earned over $300 million in direct sales. You know, he's a Canadian gentleman, very big in Amway, so he goes back to those days, and also in another company, Monavie. The gentleman then used a lot of the money he earned to then go out to do other things in traditional business and teaching people how to improve their quality of lives. And this particular product, the Woogi English and Woogi Create, already has over 5 million customers, so it's a proven product. 5 million, these are children from the ages of 6 to 16, and it's not just about learning English. Now let's face it, you know, there's 7.5 billion people in the world, and so Dan saw the enormous opportunity here and the enormous potential with the Woogi programs, with approximately 7.5 in the world, and less than 1 billion of them speak English as a first language. And so, you know, the story went on that Dan had many discussions with Mark and Mark's team, and Wealth Boss was created, right? So Wealth Boss, and we'll tell you all about what Wealth Boss is and what it's got to do with O2. Now, they realized to maximize the Woogi English and the Woogi Create programs, they could include many of Mark's online programs and Dan's online business building systems. And so as people learned English and how to become an entrepreneur, at the same time, they could also learn how to brand and market themselves online with the online systems that we know. We've touched on that a little bit with what Dan's given us in O2. But then when they were putting this together, they then said, but what about those people who already speak English as a first or second language? There would be a massive marketplace for anyone wanting superb tools and training that are needed to run a successful business. They wanted an additional product to put with that if they didn't want the English in the entrepreneur program. And that's when they came up with the wholesale travel program. So why are we talking to you about that today? Well, Dan then decided he's got the rights to this, and how would this complement? He thought long and hard, and he actually came and spoke to us about it, and before he'd made the final decision and signed the contracts, what did we think? Well, personally, I was very excited about this, extremely excited. The opportunity, we all know how great the O2 product is, right? We all know how great that O2 product is and the difference it can make in people's lives.